Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya.
Let us pray. We thank you, Lord, for gathering us here.
Safaricom Foundation, NFPA Kenya, Dr. Ademola Olajide, Evanson Kamuri, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, at this point, allow me to invite.
I think we now stand, we are treading the end of the road. It is damage that has already occurred. And in the spirit, Madam CS will say, it's something we are focusing on, and fistula. However, as a hospital, we are.
My name is Jen Modoni. My journey with fistula started a link on WhatsApp, and they told me there is a free camp in Kenyatta National Hospital. And I came here and I got prepared for RVF. And most people think fistula, let them know to come out. You're not cursed because you have fistula. People need to come out and talk about it. Let us educate people about it.
Susan Mochache, dignitaries, the distinguished partners, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the Republic of Kenya, Margaret Kenyatta, we are greatly honored. It is not every day that it worthy to forgo your schedules to join us here today. Mr. Joseph Ogutu, very moving remark of the journey that he has taken through obstetric fistula. Dr. Ademola Olajide of UNFPA, thank you so much with your backing and for commitment that included meeting outside working hours that enables us to join the.
Thank you, Dr. The photo session. Allow me, Your Excellency, which now gives a shadow and hope to the patients who comes to visit here. The history and something to remember that a day like this, on a Tuesday.
Welcome to our unit. We call this unit Clinic 66. This is actually our surgeries normally used to happen. We're planning to do about 22 surgeries. They're already currently ongoing. We're having 2 theaters having the surgeries. It was after normal delivery, repair of the tear. She got a tear and a lot of people, but it's one of those things that.
Sasa mimi nilikuwa na shida ya inapita. Nikapigia gaino wangu.
All the best. So she had a mesh repair. She had a mesh repair, and what she told me to do was some
In Kenyatta, the first fistula surgery was done in '64 by the late Professor Mati. So this is a place setter at Kenyatta. Lately, from about '97, that department grew and became much more established. And from about 2006, this system of camps has really allowed many women and girls to benefit when affected. So in Kenyatta, we normally come across about 400 cases in a year. So you can extrapolate. This can be worked out on average per population. It'll occur across the country, everywhere. And we operate on about 200 of the women that have this condition. You met some of them. The other ones are referred to other departments. Sometimes the other causes, Dr. Kisia told me, the other causes sometimes. It could be cancer, so that prevents it that way, but there are other things, so they go to other departments. So as Kenyatta, we've got acquired a good experience led by Dr. Kisia and the team. And I would like to appeal to the partners, Safaricom, FP and the other partners that are here, flying doctors. I think we are getting momentum. We are doing the camps, but this condition is everywhere in the country. Every week, a woman develops this. We don't want them to wait for 13 years like our ambassador or the lady in Kisi, 33 years. We would like them to have the benefit of the ladies you met here, Madam First Lady, that within days of that condition presenting itself clinically, they actually are operated on and repaired, and they can go home with dignity. So how can that happen? That will happen by us developing more professionals of the caliber of Dr. Kisia to do this. And we can do that at Kenyatta. Dr. Kisia has trained many, many people, but we would like a situation where in the country, we've got a couple of dozen doctors who can do this. It's a delicate operation, so it requires well-trained, experienced doctors to do it. To do it in various hospitals, we have the capacity to train those doctors so that they are available in the other main hospitals at the main referral hospitals to do this. So that's my challenge to the partners. I'm told that it's not a particularly attractive practice of medicine. So those who come in, really come in with a heart to help. So let's pull together Mr. Gudu, Safaricom, UNPF, so that we support these doctors who want to do this with the training and ability to be able to do this in many parts of the country to support these women. That's how we are going to be able to end fistula now. So just to thank all the stakeholders who are here, and to thank AMREF, thank UNPA, thank FOSA, the Freedom from Fistula Foundation, Diplomatic Women's Club, and to thank Beyond Zero to giving this momentum and the highlight across the country and over the last couple of years. Ministry of Health, Asante Sana, Madam PS, and University of Nairobi. Thank you very much. I was also here with two board members who are passionate about this issue. Madam Margaret Kosgei is somewhere here, and I've got Dr. Stanley Kamau, who works also closely in the office from the board.
We once again join the global community in commemorating the International Day to End Obstetric Fistula, and a day that we also recognize the efforts of governments and maternal health stakeholders to prevent and treat fistula. Your Excellency, when we talk about women issues to do with health, you come to the mind of every Kenyan woman. You have brought hope, you have brought encouragement, and you have brought some warmth around issues to do with women's rights, and now everyone recognizing them as human rights. And we want to just point out that fistula, as we have heard from various speakers here, is really driven by several issues beyond what we typically think about. It's also led by poverty. Issues of gender definitely come in, inequality, socioeconomic inequality, lack of education, malnutrition, and of course, early childbearing. And it is in this regard that the government initiated the Linda Mama program to enable expectant women access prenatal skilled delivery services and postnatal care in order to prevent death and complications that arise out of childbirth. Even as we advocate for maternal health, we also ought to take note of the various other issues that touch on women, and which also, I don't need to repeat, issues of FGM, issues of childbirth, all are affecting women, and also issues that we take cognizance must be eliminated permanently from some of our traditions. We take this opportunity to laud government's leadership, ourselves, to end this condition. I'm aware that over 100,000 women amongst us are suffering from this complication. To these gallant women, girls, mothers, and daughters in our midst, we are here to tell you that you are our priority and there is hope. Reach out and get treated. I call upon all of us to also play our role in ending this preventable tragedy by supporting those that are affected, encouraging them to seek care in able facilities, so that particularly when during childbearing, so that they can make sure that they are taken care of in safe facilities and through safe surgeries. I'll join Kenyans in saluting you, Your Excellency, First Lady, for indeed being one of a few commissioners for the Lancet Commission on High Quality Health Systems. We will leverage as a country on this endowment, this goodwill, and outstanding leadership to ensure that each mother has access to quality health care and services during pregnancy and childbirth. That will consign obstetric fistula indeed to the annals of history. Although fistula surgery is increasingly available, we are aware also that we are being able to operate just about 1,500 women per year in the country, against an annual estimate of 20,000 women who suffer from obstetric fistula. 1,500 against 20,000. We have a long way to go, but we will get there. So today, as we remember International Day for Ending Obstetric Fistula, especially during this COVID season, we want to reaffirm the government of Kenya's commitment that were made during the Nairobi Summit on ICPD 25 to ensure that the progress towards ending fistula will be realized by 2030. And this is guided by various strategies, various policy aspirations that deal with this matter. In conclusion, Your Excellency and ladies and gentlemen, I wish to call upon all of us, all reproductive and maternal health stakeholders, to join the government in scaling up the national capacity building, which we so heard very well from the chair of Kenyatta National Hospital, a delicate process, a delicate science that really comes about because of passion and drive to be able to support women. We also would like to urge us as we move along with government to ensure that we provide comprehensive emergency obstetric care to treat fistula cases and to also address the underlying health, economic, cultural, and human rights determinants that undermine our agenda of ending the obstetric fistula now and ensuring that every woman, every girl enjoys her fundamental rights unencumbered.
It gives me great pleasure to join you today to commemorate the International Day to End Obstetric Fistula. This morning I was deeply touched by the opportunity to meet women who have recently undergone surgical repairs. I've met women who have come all the way from Kitui, Baringo, Laikipia, Nakuru, Marsabit, and Homa Bay. This year's theme, Women's Rights Are Human Rights, End Fistula Now, is a reminder that many injustices still face women and girls today. The theme compels governments and people everywhere to listen and reflect on this pressing issue that continues to face many women around the world. We are reminded that women are prime targets of forms of stigma and abuse, and that we never fully gain our dignity until our collective rights are respected and protected. Today, we speak on behalf of women who have suffered endless physical pain, humiliation whilst giving birth. Some of them have also been victims of sexual assault. Many of them have endured years of emotional and psychological abuse. We speak on behalf of women whose suffering goes unnoticed, whose voices remain unheard. We support and applaud women like Jane, who have bravely raised their voices through the stories they've shared. These stories amplify the reality of inequalities and helplessness facing women and girls. Universal health programs have contributed to seeing more women and children accessing quality health service in our health facilities than they were nearly a decade ago. This is demonstrated by the reduction in maternal mortality ratios and associated increase in skilled birth attendants. Through the Linda Mama initiative, great strides have been made in increasing access to treatment for women facing reproductive health challenges. The National Hospital Insurance Fund's inclusion of obstetric fistula in its health packages has successfully enabled many women suffering from fistula to overcome the financial burden that hinders their access to treatment. I acknowledge with thanks the efforts of committed partners who have worked tirelessly over the years towards ending obstetric fistula and who continue accelerating efforts to uphold the rights of women. These rights are not only emphasized in this year's theme, but also enshrined in our own Constitution. Beyond Zero has been privileged to have worked with the Ministry of Health, UNFPA, AMREF, Fistula Foundation, and the Flying Doctors, among others. You have supported capacity building of health workers, community mobilization, provision of hospital equipment, funding of fistula repairs, and rehabilitation of fistula survivors. Over the period of 2 weeks, we will have together provided surgical repairs for at least 50 women from across Kenya, and I thank you. Sadly, however, there remains a backlog of nearly 1,000 cases of women living with fistula awaiting surgery every year. This situation has been made worse by the current COVID-19 pandemic, which has not only strained our health systems, but has also affected access to and utilization of health services, including maternity care. Rising cases of teenage pregnancies and gender-based violence has further threatened the gains we have made to end the indecencies of fistula. This year, we dedicated the weeks running from May 17th to the 28th of May to hold the fistula camp here at Kenyatta National Hospital. We recognize the importance of dedicating more than one day to speak about ending obstetric fistula. Collectively, we can create awareness, lobby for, and put in place supportive measures to strengthen the capacity of our health systems, to offer more treatment and surgical repairs, as well as enabling training of more doctors. More still needs to be done to step up efforts to ensure that every new case of fistula is prevented and that every woman or girl suffering from fistula is treated, receives follow-up, and is reintegrated into society. On my part, I remain committed to supporting the aspirations of the global campaign to end fistula. I will continue to lend my voice and support for increased investment to restore the dignity of women and girls. In conclusion, however, let us remember that we still need to pay attention to other prevailing diseases and conditions affecting us all, especially during this time when we're fighting COVID-19. Let us be cautious and vigilant in order to stay safe. Asanteni sana, and God bless you.